E.N.D here. In a week's time, there will be the pre-release for War of the Spark. And today, I decided to do a video to give you some advices on what to do during your pre-release. Here, where I live, we have 3 pre-releases by our local game store. One on Saturday midnight, one on Saturday 2 p.m. and one on Sunday 11 a.m. I go only for the first and last pre-release because on Saturday usually I sleep. This is difficult to do at 3 days of playing, and I recommend everyone to go and play your pre-releases because it's one of the time that I really enjoy, and you will enjoy it too, and you will see firsthand the set. And usually play is not that much of competitive. A lot of players will joke, a lot of players will have fun playing new cards. Therefore, I recommend that anyone that like Magic the Gathering go for their pre-release. Let's begin my advices in a pre-release. Timings. Be on time. Yes, go 15 minutes earlier before the tournament commences. It's a good practice. 15 minutes to register, to have a seat, to have a chat maybe with your friend, but 15 minutes is a very good practice. If you want to go earlier, there's nothing wrong. Some of my friends go earlier to play standard between each other, so there's nothing wrong, but don't be late. Respect the other players and don't be late. Regarding timings, another very important thing: when the bearings are out, go see your bearings, find your table, sit down and prepare to play. Don't start chatting with everyone, don't go smoking outside, don't go eat or drink. Check your table and go and sit down. Yes, there are judges, and judges will give game lost if an opponent doesn't show or if an opponent is late, but usually they will give that 5-10 minutes lean time, and if your opponent comes exactly in the 5 minutes, then you have lost a lot of time and you need to respect your opponents. This is very, very important. Now, you're going to your pre-release, you are on time. What you need to bring with you? You need your playing gear. First and most important, sleeves. You can use or buy a new pack of sleeves. You can use your old sleeves. There's nothing wrong in using old sleeves. I like to use my old sleeves because they are like my lucky charm, so there's nothing wrong in using your old sleeves. You can use a new pack, or you can buy a pack from your LGS. You can always, and it's very important to support your LGS. Next time, dices. You need dices. These are 20 dices, and it's very important that you have a good number of dices. 6-sided dices are good. Any type of dice is good. Therefore, it's very important to have your dices, because the set has amass, has proliferate, has a lot of planeswalkers. You need also counters. You can use your dice as your counters, or you can bring with you counters. Sometimes there are these small counters that are made from crystal. They are really nice to play with. To tell you the truth, I like to use dices, but it's very important to have counters. Bring counters with you. I really hate, and that is a very bad practice, people take a piece of paper, they do it in a small ball and use that as a counter. Really, I really hate it. It makes the place dirty, and if someone or there is a gust of wind, these small papers, they just flow around the table and no one knows on which card they were. Another very, very important thing, a notebook and a pen. A notebook and a pen, because you need to keep your life counting. This is very important. Nowadays, to tell you the truth, I like to use my pen and notebook or a piece of paper. There's nothing wrong if you have scrap paper and reuse them. Always take care of the planet. Nowadays, we have mobile apps. We have tablet apps, and I really like them, and there's nothing wrong in using them. But you have to remember to have your mobile or tablet fully charged. Because if you're playing a game and the battery goes off, you will lose any counting of life, especially if your opponent does not keep also life counting. Something that you also need, but this is not mandatory, a playmat. To the truth, I never go with my playmat at my LGS because space is a little bit limited, so the playmat will take half the table. But if you want to take a playmat, there's nothing wrong. Something that I really like to take is, and this is a small trick that I'm going to show you, pre-sleeved decks, pre-sleeved lens. Pre-sleeve 9 lens of each color. Put them with the sleeves. You don't need more than 9 lens of each color. Therefore, pre-sleeve them, and because you're going to use 17 lens in your deck, that means that 40% of the time in sleeving your deck will be saved. So this is a small trick that I really like to do. I take pre-sleeved lens. When I'm going to do my deck, I just choose the lens that I need. Those are my lens. I remove the rest and I sleeve the rest of my deck. I'm really telling you, it will save you 40% of the time wasting sleeving your deck. You have all your gear, you have all your things. What's next? Next, and this is a little bit of very important point to talk about, hygiene. Personal hygiene. Very important that you shower before going to play your games. You're going to stay there for 6 to 7 hours. If you live in a country like I do, where it is quite hot, you're going to sweat. Therefore, shower, clean clothes, and deodorant. Respect your opponent. It is very, very bad and uneducated if you're playing a game with your opponent and you smell like a pig. If, and this is very important, because I know that not everyone is the same, if you have a problem and you sweat more than any other, I know some friends that they do sweat a lot. As I said, you're going to stay there 6 to 7 hours. Take extra t-shirts with you. There's nothing wrong in that you change your t-shirt before games. Another important thing about hygiene, about cleanliness, is the playing table. Don't leave bottles, cups, cans of soda running around the playing table, especially while you're playing. Don't leave snacks, packets, burgers, sandwiches while you're playing, because this food and drinks, if spilled, will damage your cards, will damage your opponent's cards, and also can damage your neighbor's cards. Respect the cards of the others, because if you spill a can of soda, you will spill water on your cards, and water will damage your cards, and your cards will be damaged. What's next? So, we are on time, we have registered, we have all the things that we need, we are clean. The next step is deck building. My advice is in deck building. First of all, you're going to be given a pre-release box. This is from, I believe, E.N.D. Revolt. You're going to pick one of those boxes and you will have, for War of the Spark, 6 boosters and 2 foil promo. One of them will be a Planeswalker. Sometimes, or as a practice, you will always have a new dice with the set symbol. My advice in deck building, usually it's around 45 minutes in deck building. Open the box, open the packs, and begin sorting them. Now, before sorting the cards, this is very important that before going to your pre-releases, read the spoilers and read the cards. Get to know the cards. If you don't know the cards, you're going to lose a lot of time reading the cards to know what they do. So you will have an advantage on everyone, especially in timings. If you know each card what it does, you know the playable cards, and you know what to do. I'm going to release probably tomorrow another video with the playable cards for every color, so stay tuned to this channel for that video. But today it's only advices. Know the cards before your pre-release. Open the boosters and sort them by color. I like to sort them white, blue, black, red and green, colorless and lands or artifacts. Sort them by color, and also sort them by playable. See the cards that are playable, see the cards that are not playable, and you have your 5 colors are colorless, multicolors, artifacts and lands. Sort them by playable, so at the end of your sorting you know which 2 colors are the most strong in playable cards. And this is very important, because now you need to build a deck of 40 cards with 2 colors. This is the most important thing in a pre-release. A deck with 40 cards and 2 colors. You can tell me, but I am a professional player, I'm going to play 3 colors. No, 2 colors. I have 3 top 8s. No, 2 colors. I have 100 top 8s. No, 2 colors. Don't go 3, 4, 5 colors, monocolor. No, 2 colors. Okay? 2 colors. And the 40 card deck. Now, two colors and the 40 card deck. Okay. Next, how much lands do I need? 17 lands. But you can tell me, but I have this card. It will ramp my mana. I'm going to play 16 lands. No, 17 lands. But I have this creature. It gives me more lands. No, 17 lands. Don't go more, don't go less than 17 lands. You can mix gates with the 17 lands. You can mix colorless, rare or uncommon lands with your 17 lands, but the total lands, if you have a rare land, so it will be 16 lands, and your rare land, the total number of lands must be 17. No more, no less. This is because you need a certain amount of probability to hit a land. This is why 17 lands. If you go in 16, your probability will go low. If you go more, your probability will increase, but obviously with lands you cannot win. Creatures, how much creatures do I need? My recommendation is between 15 to 17 creatures. Less or more will prejudice your deck. Less creatures, you don't have creatures to kill your opponent. More creatures, you don't have spells to trick your opponent. Therefore, 15 to 17 creatures. If you go less, if you go more, you will prejudice your deck. Now, how to build your creatures? The best way how to build your creatures is the mana curve. Is the mana curve. How the mana curve works, it's simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus casting cost. You will have the majority of your cards between 3 to 4 casting cost. You will have few cards between 1 and 2 casting cost and few cards between 5 and 6 casting cost. This is very important. So I recommend that you have 1 to 2 cards between 1 and 2 casting cost, 1 to 2 cards between 5 and 6 casting cost. There's nothing wrong in having a 6 plus casting cost card creature, but you have to be, it doesn't make sense that you will have 10 6 plus creatures. It doesn't make sense. And also it doesn't make sense in having 10 1 drops or 10 2 drops. And the majority of your cards will be 3 and 4 drop. If you go with the mana curve and if you choose your cards wisely, you will have a certain big possibility that you will curve your deck, you will curve your creatures, and you will drop 1 card every time you have a land. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. If you have 5 lands and you don't have 5 and 6 drops and you have only 1 drops, this is not good for the game. If you have 5 lands and you have a 5 drop, then you will outwit your opponent. Remember, when you choose the creatures, use the mana curve. Playable cards, mana curve. It does not make sense to have 6 plus cards, creatures. If you let's imagine you have 15 6 plus creatures, because on the 4th, 5th turn you will already lost the game. Next, spells. My recommendation is that you need 6 to 8 spells. Out of this 6 to 8 spells, you need 5 to 6 removal or combat tricks spells. What are removal spells? Removal spells are those spells that will remove the creatures of your opponent. Destroy target creature, exile target creature, untap target creature, tap target creature, return a creature to his owner's hand, counter target spells, target creature get +3, +0 and first strike. All these cards are considered as removal cards. Combat spells or combat tricks, they are also important. Like, you can play an instant, give a 1/4 to a creature and gain reach. This is one of the green cards in War of the Spark. Combat tricks, removal spells are very important. You need 5 to 6 of these spells. Why you need 5 of this, 6 of these spells? Because you need a probability that you hit 2 of these cards in your first 5 turns. Otherwise, your opponent will drop the best cards, the best creatures that he has, and you are doomed. Remember, 6 to 8 spells and 5 to 6 removal spells. Next, splash. What is splash? As I said, once you're building your deck, you need to choose 2 colors. 3 or more, you will not win the game. You will not win the tournament. But sometimes you have that particular card, and this is very important, that is very strong. It is very powerful. And you like and you wish to play it. But you're not playing the colors of that particular card. In this case, you can splash. Splash, there are some rules, 3 particular rules. You splash only and only for cards that are 5 plus casting cost. It does not make sense to splash 1 drop, 2 drop or 3 drops. You splash only for cards that have 5 plus casting cost. Also, you need 3 to 4 lands, sometimes 3 lands, because you need a probability that you hit one of these lands in your 5 turns. This is why it's important to have 5 plus casting cost, because you have less probability to hit one of these 3 lands in your first 4 turns. But if it's a 5 plus casting cost, you will have more probability to hit one of these lands in your first 5 turns. And 3, the more important, 1 mana of that color. Yes, the casting cost of that card must have 1 mana of that color. If it has 2, the probability that you hit 2 of these three cards is very, very low in the first 5 turns. Let's take an example. Let's say you will find this beautiful card, Nicol God, Dragon God, and this card has a 5 color casting cost. 1 black, 3 blacks, 1 blue, 1 red. You want to play it and you want to splash 1 color. You can splash only the red or the blue. You cannot splash the black, because the probability that you hit the 3 cards in the first 5 turns is nearly 0. Therefore, in this case, I would play red and black. I would play the best card in red and black, and then I splash 3 cards of blue. In the first 5 turns, there's a big probability that I will hit one of those blue cards, and if Dragon God is in my hand, I will surely cast it on turn 5. This is very important. When you splash only for 1 card, and if it's a 5 plus. Less, the probability that you will cast that card is much less, and you will have 1 card in your hand that you cannot play, and that is not good for your turn. These are my advices for the pre-release for War of the Spark. War of the Spark will have a lot of planeswalkers, so you need cards that will kill planeswalkers, so try to find those cards. You need cards that will proliferate, so you increase the tokens on the counters on your planeswalkers. You will have minimum of 7 planeswalkers in your pre-release cards. You will have maximum of 9. Therefore, and one of the most important advice I'm going to give you during your pre-release, have fun. This is a pre-release. Play, have fun, play with your friends, play with your community, have fun. If you go home sad, then you didn't take nothing from your pre-release. Go, be prepared, play, have fun. If you lose, have fun. If you win, it's good. But it's very important to have fun. Leave me a comment below. Do you like this video? And subscribe to my channel for more videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.